participating in several events. You know, I did my first solo show, I did markets, I did art fairs, I did some online sales. Like I just started basically saying, okay, here's some of the things that will let my brain know that this is a thing and it is possible for me, right? Like I can see other artists on arts like on Instagram or whatever, and they seem like they're successful, although we don't really know what their paycheck looks like. So let's be real. Um, the impression and the reality don't always match. So there's that. But it turned into okay, let me get some proof first that there's interest in my art, not just in exhibition wise, but also in purchasing it and collecting it. So that process probably took around a year. From the time that I was like, yeah, I know this is what I want to do to like in my life to the moment that I quit my corporate job. It took about a year. Not just doing those events. I also started saving money on the side from my other job, as well as buying some of the main equipment and supplies that I knew I would need later. So, funny story about that is I quit in December of 2019. There's no way I could have known there was a pandemic going, like, or gonna come. Nobody did. And from the business side of things, I actually saved enough money thinking if I don't sell a lot of art in the beginning, like I don't want to have that pressure. I need to have enough money saved for the first 6 months or so, 3 to 6 months, somewhere in there, of my share of the bills at home. I need to have that socked away. Also, I don't want to go to my spouse, my husband, and be like, give me money for paint. You know what I mean? Like, no. Like in my brain, I was like, I don't need that pressure. That's going to dampen my creativity anyways. If I have to think about that, I need to have a little goose egg of money that I saved from my previous job. So essentially, I used my old job for the seed money of my new business, essentially. Now, obviously, little did I know, pandemic, some of the opportunities I started pursuing obviously dried up like they did for everybody. But that helped me carry through. I mean, yeah, I used my old job to fund my new one, essentially. But it took a year, and depending on everybody's economic situation, you know, it may take longer than that, or you may have to keep a part-time job, or you may have to keep a full-time job on the side. So it's different for everybody. On my end, it was more like, no, I gotta quit and like dive headfirst into this thing and give it my all. If I really, really want this to be the successful business that pays, you know, my bills, I'm that person. I'd go big, go home. I had to try.